Edmond, look.
Senors, to read you must pay, senors.
Must be a practical joke.
Death is hardly a joking matter, especially one's own.
There is still the question of payment, senor.
The internationally famous Count of Monte Cristo fell to a tragic death yesterday from the cliffs overlooking Palma, Majorca.
I don't know what it means, Jacopo. Certainly a clever trick, since we only just arrived from Barcelona.
Please, senor, I must have the money, senor.
The Count's body now lies at the Cathedral of All Saints, where funeral services will be arranged tomorrow. No explanation of this, unfortunately.
Please, senor, the money.
Where's the cathedral?
Where's the cathedral, senor? Where's my money?
Here.
Thank you, senor. The cathedral, senor, just down there beyond the plaza.
Thank you.
What'll you do, Edmond?
What should I do? No funeral is complete without the body of the deceased. I think the Count of Monte Cristo had better put in an appearance.
The Count of Monte Cristo, it says here, senor.
Don't believe everything you read. They often exaggerate. Come on.
I am Father Lopez. You wish to see me, my son?
Yes, Father. My friends and I have just arrived from Spain. We have read of the tragic death of the Count of Monte Cristo.
Oh, yes, a great tragedy. You knew him well?
No one knew him better.
Like two peas in a pod, Father.
Tell me, Father, how long has the Count been staying on the island of Majorca?
It seems he only arrived here yesterday, his first visit, not an hour before his tragic death. His agent had rented a large villa for him, the White Chateau, some 5 miles outside the city. The poor Count never had a chance to see the home where he hoped to spend the summer. The accident happened on the way there.
I am leaving now, Father. I shall return tomorrow to make the arrangements.
Thank you, my daughter.
And in the meantime, if you should find that silver medallion, you will keep it for me? It is a precious memento of our life together.
I understand, my daughter.
Thank you, Father.
A terrible pity. Such a young woman to have faced so much tragedy.
May I ask who she is, Father?
Why, that is the Contessa, the Count of Monte Cristo's widow.
The Countess of Monte Cristo?
Yes, my son. But you must know her, too.
No, Father, never had the pleasure of making her acquaintance. An oversight I shall remedy immediately. Find out all you can about the Count's untimely death, my friends. I will meet you outside. Good day, Father.
Son. You will be staying on Majorca, my sons?
Oh, yes, Father. At the same white chateau you mentioned. Not that we've seen it yet, though. We only arrived on the island half an hour ago.
I see, as the Count's guest. Then he was expecting you today.
Not exactly today, Father. In fact, only owing to a whim of our friend, we arrived a week sooner than anyone expected.
Only to hear of the Count's untimely death. How very distressing for you.
Pardon me, Senora.
What is it?
Don't go. I would like to talk to you.
I beg your pardon. There must be some mistake. I don't know who you are.
Yet we must have so many things in common. Mutual respect, even mutual love.
You are impertinent, senor. Not to say lacking in sympathy. My husband is lying dead and there.
The Count of Monte Cristo?
A very fine man. And now if you'll excuse me. Drive on.
Always at your service, Countess.
Arms, senor. Arms, senor.
Welcome. Welcome back to life, my dear Count. I place myself and my entire establishment at your service. The House of Demetrio is honored to have such a distinguished guest.
Hospitality overwhelms me, senor.
Your sword. You're surprised to find it missing. Demetrio surprises everyone. But you have no need for it. Despite this girth, this bulk, this hugeness of belly, I'd still be too fast for your blade. So I removed it. Now we can converse peacefully.
Your love for peace amazes me, Senor Demetrio.
I see you are a joker, senor. A maker of quips, a dispenser of humor.
I see that you are some kind of a collector. Very beautiful.
Ah, but I am not the only collector on Majorca. I have a competitor, the Count of Monte Cristo. The real Count of Monte Cristo. Or am I wrong again?
I am the Count of Monte Cristo, yes. But who was this man who died?
That is what I am asking myself. In fact, it is essential that I should learn the answer. Because I have to find out whether it was he or you who was to receive my Cellini medallion.
The medallion?
Then you do know about the medallion, senor.
Signor Demetrio, you would do yourself a favor, and me one too, if you told me what this is all about.
You are saying you do not know?
Supposing I don't.
Senor Count, I spent much time and money arranging to have that Cellini medallion plucked from the Royal Museum at Madrid, only to have my man attacked in the moment of success.
I see. So the robber was robbed. But how does this concern me?
I have many underworld contacts, senor. And my information is that the medallion was to be delivered to the Count of Monte Cristo here on the island of Majorca.
Well, then your answer is a very simple one. Someone came here impersonating me, intending to receive the medallion.
This could be true, senor. But again, it could be false. And I cannot take a chance. Demetrio wants his medallion. And if you have it, you will give it to me.
And if I haven't got it?
Then it may still be delivered to you. At any hour, at any moment. The thief may be on Majorca at this minute, seeking the Count of Monte Cristo.
What if he is?
Yes. What if he is? What will you do with the medallion, senor?
I'm sorry, Signor Demetrio. I am not a receiver of stolen goods. If any Cellini medallion should come into my hands, I will return it to the museum at Madrid.
You will not, senor.
Are you threatening me?
Demetrio dispenses justice, oh, very quickly, despite his bulk. A little trick I learnt in the Orient, monsieur.
Very impressive. It reminds me of the guillotine.
I see you understand, senor. If the medallion is brought to you, you will give it to me. Otherwise, well, wouldn't it be strange if the Count of Monte Cristo were to be found dead twice?
But look how late it is, Jacopo. I'm as bewildered as you are. I don't know what's happened to him. Edmond!
You're not getting worried, my friend.
You must have found your new countess very interesting, Edmond.
I wasn't with her more than a minute.
Then where... Hey, where'd you leave your sword?
Down there at that tavern, Demetrius. No, Jacopo. Demetrio would not appreciate my returning just for my sword. He expects me back with the Cellini medallion. I'll explain later. Have you learned why the authorities thought the dead man was me?
Yes, he carried identifications, including a letter of credit in your name. Obviously forged, of course. He clearly intended to pass himself off as you, even at the chateau that you rented. But he was killed as soon as he got here.
Senor Demetrio acts very fast.
Demetrio? You think he killed this imposter?
I'm certain of it. It has to do with the stolen medallion, which the man came here to receive.
Stolen medallion, but this young woman, your new countess, she mentioned a medallion.
So did Demetrio. Quite forcefully. Well, my friends, I think our next move is to put in a long-delayed appearance at the chateau. So let's go, my friends.
But I'm so delighted to see you alive, Senor Count. When I heard of your death on the way here, I was infinitely distressed, infinitely alarmed.
Not to say infinitely worried as to who was going to pay your salary. But it's all right. It was only a case of mistaken identity.
But, Senor, the Countess...
The Countess?
She arrived 15 minutes ago.
Where is she?
In the library, Senor. But she did not tell me anything about this mistake.
She doesn't know yet. Is she alone?
Yes, Senor. Her friend is in the salon in the West Wing.
Rico, Jacopo, will you go and entertain my wife's friend? Show them the way.
Yes, Senor.
May I help you, Senora?
You again, senor. This intrusion is unwarrantable.
Is it? Isn't this the chateau the Count of Monte Cristo rented for the season?
Of course it is. And I am the Countess.
In that case, our honeymoon is only just beginning.
Honeymoon? You forced me to report you to the police, senor.
You wouldn't call the police to protect you from your own husband.
Husband?
Yes, my dear wife. Countess, allow me to introduce myself. I am the Count of Monte Cristo.
Count of Monte Cristo.
Gentlemen, you manners. My wife dislikes brawling.
Your wife?
The Countess of Monte Cristo.
Eugenie, what is going on?
He is the Count of Monte Cristo.
The real one, I'm afraid. Now perhaps you will explain why you're here.
I'll do my best. I'm Philippe de Casa. This is my sister Eugenie.
That does not account for your presence here.
Well, I agree, but I can account for it. I'm an agent for the Royal Museum in Madrid.
Oh, I see. So you and your sister are searching my place for museum pieces, is that it?
One museum piece, yes.
May I have a guess? You are searching for a missing Cellini medallion.
Yes, Senor Count. My mission is to return it to Madrid.
Do you have proof of your identity?
Very clear proof, Senor.
Yes, Senor de Casa. But why are you searching my home?
In my business, one has connections with informers, and we learned that the medallion was to be delivered to the Count of Monte Cristo.
And then, when we arrived in town and saw the newspapers, we thought that the murdered man was you. So, Philip suggested that I pose as your wife to give us an opportunity to search your things.
But I still don't understand why this imposter who was to receive the medallion should take your name. By calling himself Monte Cristo, he was merely drawing attention to himself.
Oh, he was doing something else. By calling himself Monte Cristo, he was gaining access to this chateau.
You mean he wanted a roof over his head?
No, he wanted something more valuable.
We know he wanted the medallion, which was valuable enough in itself.
Yes, but not worth the kind of riches that a man would risk his life for.
You think there's something else?
Cellini was a very brilliant craftsman. He was even known to have carved a trapdoor on the head of a pin. What if this medallion has a secret cavity in it? A hiding place, which holds the clue to something even more valuable. Perhaps something right here in this chateau.
I see your point. A fortune, perhaps, hidden here in this building.
Here or somewhere.
Oh, no, Count, you're only theorizing.
Yes. But it's obvious that the stakes are high. One man has been killed already, and I have been threatened with death myself.
Who by?
Don't let that worry you, my dear wife. I've been threatened before, but I'm still here. There's one thing I regret,
What's that?
that our honeymoon was over so soon.
Old man, can you tell me the way to the White Chateau?
The White Chateau, senor. It's quite a way.
Welcome to Majorca, my friend. What is it you could be wanting with the White Chateau, senor?
Merely directions how to get there. My business is with the Count of Monte Cristo.
This Count is a very busy man. So much wealth and so much business. You'll need a horse, friend. Go around to the stables. Tell them Demetrio sent you, and you'll get both a horse and directions to the chateau.
Thank you, senor.
I shall need a horse, too, Sebastian. I have to make sure that 2 men never leave Majorca alive.
Which man, Demetrio?
That one. The man who seeks the Count of Monte Cristo with a certain Cellini medallion concealed about his person, I'll be bound.
And the other?
The other? The man who knows already too much for my safety. The Count of Monte Cristo himself.
Eugenie, this is an unexpected pleasure.
I'm not disturbing you, Edmund.
Ah, beauty can be pleasantly disturbing. Won't you sit down?
You are very gallant, Edmund.
Thank you. Why are you frowning?
Oh, it's Philip. He's so devoted to his duty. It'll break his heart if he fails in his mission.
A man with such determination will surely succeed, my dear.
It's 11 o'clock.
What else does a church bell mean to you?
Should it mean anything else?
A bell may sound to mark the passing of the hours, or the joining of a couple in love, or announce the happy event of a birth, or toll to record the solemn moment of death.
Oh, let us only think of the happy occasions, Edmund.
Such as, who will get the Cellini medallion first? Get in the house. Rico, Jacopo! Over here!
Who is it?
I don't know.
The killer left his gun.
Look again, Rico. Jacopo's right. His neck has been broken. Eugene is in the house. I suggest you go and explain to her. Rico, look around, see if you can find anything. Chain. Could have had a medallion suspended from it. A Cellini medallion. Yes, we'll find it, Jacopo. But not here.
So Monte Cristo is a common thief. I should turn you over to the police. But Demetrio's law is better. Is this what you were looking for? The Cellini medallion?
Exquisite. Cellini was a brilliant craftsman. Strange, isn't it? That 3 men should lose their lives because of this.
3.
The impostor Monte Cristo, the stranger tonight, and you, Demetrio.
Ha! You're a wonderful wit, Monte Cristo. You make Demetrio laugh.
I regret I cannot share in your mirth, where murder is concerned.
Monte Cristo, do you expect me to believe that you would have allowed the man to live after he delivered the medallion tonight?
Nothing was being delivered to me.
But you should know by this time that its value is great indeed.
Are you talking about its real value or about what it may reveal?
You have a very, very clever mind, Monte Cristo. A rare perception. Why shouldn't I tell you? You'll never tell anyone else, not now. Yes, it is what this little trinket could reveal, Count, a fortune. Such as men dream of. Such as men die for.
Who else is going to die, Demetrio?
The medallion, please. Just one stroke of my hand on your neck, that is all. A little trick I learned in the Orient.
I am grateful, Count. Thanks to you, my mission is completed. Now all I have to do is to return it to the Royal Museum.
Not yet. First, I want to know why it was valuable to Demetrio.
Perhaps the answer lies in the design.
Maybe. Ha! Always the easy way. There are only 2 words. Chateau Madeira.
Wine?
Wine, yes, but there's no such wine as Chateau Madeira.
Then what does it mean?
You could be right, Jacopo.
About what?
That closed winery, just beyond the chateau.
Chateau Madeira. But the old winery hasn't been used for years.
Rico, Jacopo, get some lamps. We'll need them. This place could hold any amount of secrets.
Edmond, look. Madeira.
Madeira. The wood is all rotten. Smash it in, Rico.
Treasure. With a king's ransom.
Worth more than a king's ransom. So far, it has cost 3 lives.
Only so far, Monte Cristo. Don't touch those jewels. Turn round, all of you.
Philip, have you gone out of your mind?
Turn round, do as I say. You too, Rico. Next to them.
How far do you think you'll get before we catch up with you?
Far enough. 3 lives, did you say? I'm afraid it's going to have to be 6.
Wait. Before you shoot, would you mind telling me what this fortune is?
Why not? It's from the treasure ship Madeira, wrecked off Majorca in 1642. I stumbled across the clue while doing research work in the museum. Unfortunately, others learned the truth also. Demetrio looked after them.
How did Demetrio enter the picture?
He was my partner. I needed help. I couldn't handle the matter officially. The Spanish government would have taken half.
Now you'll have it all.
What do you think? Goodbye, gentlemen.
Well done, Jacopo. The police will be interested in this. Eugenie,
You wanted to see me, Edmond?
what can I say except that I'm sorry I was instrumental in bringing about your brother's arrest.
You only did your duty.
Thank you. Oh, Eugenie, I believe that a beautiful woman needs a beautiful setting. I have just purchased this chateau, and I would like you to remain here as my guest as long as you wish.
You're going away?
Yes, I have some pressing business in Paris.
We have 10 minutes before the boat leaves, Edmond.
Thank you, Rico. Wait for me at the carriage, please. This time it is the bell of departure.
Perhaps next time the bell will ring for your return. Perhaps you will come back.
Perhaps. Who knows?